Have you ever stood across the room from a woman, feeling that quiet pull of connection, only to second-guess every glance, every smile, wondering if it's real or just your mind playing tricks? That frustration, that fear of misreading the moment and facing rejection has held countless men back from taking a calm, confident step forward. It's a pain that echoes through time, one the ancient Stoics understood deeply, the turmoil of desire unchecked by reason. If this speaks to you, stay with me. In this video, we'll uncover timeless truths about attraction through the lens of Stoicism, helping you observe clearly, act wisely, and remain unshaken no matter the outcome. If you're ready to gain this clarity, hit that like button now, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss guidance like this. Today, we explore 10 powerful body language signs that a woman may be secretly attracted to you. But we won't stop at mere observation. Drawing from Stoic wisdom, like the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, we'll turn these signs into practical tools for self-mastery. Remember, true strength lies not in controlling her feelings, but in controlling your own response. Attraction is natural, yet fleeting. Virtue is eternal. Let's begin. Number 1. Prolonged eye contact and dilated pupils. When a woman holds your gaze longer than usual, locking eyes across a room or during conversation, is one of the most ancient and honest signals of interest. Her pupils may subtly dilate, a physiological response beyond conscious control, revealing an inner spark of attraction. This isn't mere politeness. It's the body's quiet admission that you have captured her attention in a deeper way. In crowded spaces, where eyes dart everywhere, her steady focus on you stands out like a beacon. Observe it calmly, without rushing to judgment. She might glance away briefly, only to return her eyes to yours with a soft smile or shy avert. This back-and-forth dance is the heart's way of testing the waters. It's not manipulation. It's vulnerability expressed without words. The Stoics remind us that such signals are externals, preferred perhaps, but not essential to our peace. Epictetus taught that events themselves are neutral. It's our interpretation that disturbs us. So see this eye contact for what it is, a momentary invitation, not a guarantee. In Stoicism, clear vision is key, both literal and metaphorical. Just as Marcus Aurelius urged us to see things as they truly are, stripped of fantasy, approach her gaze with the same clarity. If her eyes linger and pupils widen in good light, it often means genuine intrigue. But cluster this with other signs. One alone can mislead. Train yourself to notice without attachment, building the discipline to act only when reason guides you. Practically, return her gaze with calm confidence, holding it a beat longer than comfortable, then smile gently. This mirrors her energy without desperation. Seneca warned against passions that cloud judgment. Prolonged eye contact can stir desire, but the Stoic remains master of it. Use this sign to practice indifference. If she looks away permanently, accept it serenely. Your worth isn't in her approval. Ultimately, this sign teaches a timeless lesson. True connection begins in mutual respect, not conquest. By observing eye contact wisely, you honor both her autonomy and your own virtue. Attraction may fade like morning mist, but the calm assurance you gain endures. Carry this forward. See deeply, respond rationally, and let nature unfold. Number 2, open body posture and pointing feet toward you. A woman's body often speaks truths her words withhold. When she faces you fully, torso open, arms uncrossed, shoulders relaxed, it signals comfort and unspoken interest. Her feet, those honest betrayers, point directly toward you even in a group, revealing where her subconscious attention lies. Closed postures, like crossed arms, guard the heart. Open ones invite closeness. This is the body's natural language of trust. Watch how she leans in slightly, angling her body to close the distance without effort. Feet directed your way. Even while seated, show engagement deeper than conversation. The Stoics valued alignment with nature. This posture reflects a natural pull, harmonious when mutual. Yet Epictetus reminds us, what is outside our control, her orientation, should not disturb our inner citadel. In practice, contrast this with turned-away shoulders or feet pointed elsewhere. It often means disinterest or distraction. But when her body orients toward you consistently, it's a strong cue of secret attraction. Stoicism teaches us to focus on internals. Maintain your own open, grounded posture. Stand tall, feet firm. This radiates quiet strength, drawing the virtuous response. Marcus Aurelius journaled on accepting what comes. Apply this here. If her body opens to you, appreciate it as a preferred indifferent, then act with courage. Initiate deeper talk. If not, no harm to your equanimity. Reading posture builds discernment, a Stoic virtue, helping you navigate social waters without turmoil. This sign endures because human nature does. We turn toward what nourishes us. Use it to cultivate patience and presence. In relationships, open posture sustains bonds. In self-mastery, it reminds you that true openness begins within. Observe her body wisely, align yours with virtue, and find peace in the dance of connection. Number 3, playing with hair or self-touching, preening. A subtle yet revealing sign is when she touches her hair, twirling strands, smoothing it back, or tucking it behind an ear, especially while looking at you. This preening behavior draws attention to her features, an instinctive way to appear more appealing. Self-touching, like tracing her neck or adjusting clothing, releases feel-good signals, often heightened by attraction's quiet thrill. It's not always conscious. The body acts on impulse when chemistry stirs. Paired with a head tilt or glance, it amplifies the message, notice me. Stoics like Seneca cautioned against fleeting pleasures, yet acknowledged natural impulses. This preening is such an impulse, beautiful in its honesty, but not the foundation of lasting bonds. Distinguish it from nervous habits. If done while engaged with you, smiling softly, it's likely attraction. Practically, respond with genuine interest. Compliment her presence, not just appearance. This honors the Stoic call to rationality over lust. Avoid fixation. Preening passes, but your calm observation builds character. Epictetus said desire what is in accord with nature, but assent only with reason. When you see this sign, pause. Is the attraction mutual and virtuous? Use it to practice restraint. Engage conversationally first, letting deeper connection emerge naturally. Timelessly, this cue reminds us beauty is transient, virtue eternal. By noting preening without obsession, you train detachment. In Stoicism, self-improvement draws true attraction. Let this sign motivate your growth, turning fleeting gestures into enduring wisdom. Number 4, mirroring your movements and gestures. One of the deepest subconscious signs is mirroring. She adopts your posture, sips when you sip, or gestures similarly. This rapport building reflects empathy and harmony, signaling her mind aligns with yours. When a woman mirrors you, it's often because attraction creates an unconscious desire to connect on the same wavelength. Watch for crossed legs, matching yours, or leaning in as you do. It's the body's way of saying, we are alike. Stoics prized harmony with others, yet warned against dependency. Mirroring is natural rapport, a preferred sign, but your peace relies on inner accord alone. In groups, if she mirrors only you, it's potent evidence of interest. Practically, test subtly, change posture and observe. But use this ethically. Stoicism demands justice. Respond by fostering genuine dialogue, building on the mirror with shared values. Marcus Aurelius sought universal harmony. mirroring hints at it interpersonally. Yet remember, externals fluctuate. If mirroring fades, remain undisturbed. This sign trains empathy. Mirror virtuously yourself, creating mutual respect. Enduringly, mirroring teaches unity in diversity. Apply stoically. Seek partners who mirror virtue, not just gestures. In observing this, deepen your self-awareness, turning attractions echo into a path of rational, lasting connection. Number 5, light, intentional touch. The boldest subtle sign is touch. A brush of the arm, playful nudge, or lingering hand on your shoulder. When a woman initiates contact, breaking the physical barrier, it conveys comfort and desire for closeness. Light touches release bonding hormones, amplifying secret attraction in safe ways. It's intentional yet deniable, allowing vulnerability without risk. Paired with smiles or laughs, it's unmistakable. Stoics viewed touch as natural, but caution moderation. Passion unchecked leads to folly. Seneca advised enjoying indifference without clinging. Reciprocate gently if mutual, withdraw respectfully if not. Practically, this sign invites action, suggests continuing the conversation elsewhere, but grounded in virtue, consent, and respect always. Epictetus distinguished control. Her touch is external, your response internal. Use it to practice courage, approach calmly, or acceptance. If absent, no loss. Touch builds bonds, yet Stoic strength needs none external. Timelessly, touch reminds us of human warmth, fleeting yet profound. Observe it wisely to honor connections without attachment. In Stoicism, true intimacy arises from shared virtue. Let this sign guide you toward relationships that endure beyond the physical. Number 6, frequent smiling and genuine laughing at your words. A woman who smiles often in your presence, especially with her eyes crinkling at the corners, is revealing a warmth that goes beyond politeness. When she laughs easily at your stories, even the ordinary ones, her body is signaling delight in your company. This is not forced courtesy. It is the natural overflow of enjoyment that attraction quietly produces. In a world of guarded expressions, her open smile stands as an honest invitation to connect. Notice the difference between a social smile and one that reaches her eyes. The Duchenne smile, as science calls it. When attraction stirs, laughter comes sooner and lingers longer. The Stoics understood joy as a byproduct of living in accordance with nature. Her genuine amusement reflects that harmony in the moment. Yet, Epictetus warns, do not mistake this external pleasure for your own happiness. Practically, observe whether her smiles and laughs are directed primarily at you, even in a group. If others speak and her face remains neutral, but lights up for you, the sign is strong. Return it with calm appreciation. Share another light story. Maintain steady eye contact. This builds rapport without neediness. Seneca taught that we should enjoy good things without clinging to them. Apply this here. Savor her laughter as a preferred indifferent, but remain undisturbed if the mood shifts. Training yourself to notice genuine joy without attachment sharpens your discernment and protects your tranquility. Ultimately, this sign reminds us that true connection feels light and effortless. Use it to cultivate your own sense of humor and presence, qualities that draw lasting respect. A Stoic smiles from inner contentment first. When you embody that, her smiles become a reflection of your shared virtue, not the source of your peace. Number 7, leaning in and reducing physical distance. When a woman consistently leans toward you during conversation, closing the gap between your bodies, she is expressing a subconscious desire for greater closeness. This reduction of personal space is one of the clearest nonverbal admissions of comfort and interest. Her torso tilting forward, even slightly, shows that your words and presence pull her in like a gentle current. In louder settings, she may lean in to hear you better, but when the environment is quiet and she still closes the distance, the signal deepens. This is the body overriding social norms to satisfy an inner pull. Marcus Aurelius urged us to align with nature. Such leaning is nature at work, harmonious when reciprocated wisely. Contrast this with pulling back or maintaining rigid distance, clear boundaries of disinterest. Practically, mirror her lean subtly, showing mutual engagement without invading space. Speak calmly, allowing silence to settle. Her continued proximity will confirm the attraction. Remember Epictetus. What is up to us is opinion, desire, aversion. Her leaning is not up to you. Respond with virtue. If she draws near, accept it serenely and deepen the conversation. If she retreats, release it without resentment. This practice builds the Stoic muscle of equanimity in intimate moments. Timelessly, proximity reveals trust. Use this sign to reflect on your own boundaries and respect for hers. True intimacy grows from mutual consent and shared reason, not mere physical nearness. By observing leaning with detachment, you honor both human nature and your unshakable core. Number 8. Facing you with head tilts and exposed neck. A subtle yet powerful cue is the head tilt combined with a slight exposure of the neck, a vulnerable area instinctively guarded. When she tilts her head while listening to you, softening her gaze, she displays curiosity and submission in the gentlest sense. This ancient signal of interest reveals trust and a desire to see you from a new, open angle. The exposed neck amplifies the message. In nature, showing vulnerability signifies safety in your presence. Paired with a soft smile or prolonged eye contact, it speaks volumes without words. Stoics valued vulnerability only when grounded in strength. Her display is beautiful because it arises naturally, not from weakness. Watch for consistency. If she tilts only when engaged with you, the attraction is likely. Practically, respond with attentive listening and gentle questions. This rewards her openness and builds deeper rapport. Avoid staring at the neck. Focus on her eyes to show respect. Seneca cautioned against passions that enslave. This sign can stir strong desire. Pause, breathe, and let reason guide your next move. Use the moment to practice self-control. Appreciate the beauty, then return to virtuous conversation. This gesture endures across cultures because it touches the root of trust. In Stoicism, we expose our true selves through virtue alone. Let her head tilt inspire you to listen deeply and speak truthfully, creating bonds built on mutual strength rather than fleeting vulnerability. Number 9. Finding excuses to prolong conversation or encounters. When a woman repeatedly finds reasons to extend time with you, asking follow-up questions, sharing related stories, or suggesting one more thing, she is quietly revealing reluctance to let the moment end. These small extensions are her way of nurturing the connection without direct confession. Time willingly given is one of the sincerest forms of interest. Notice how she steers conversation away from endings or fills silences naturally. This is not mere politeness. It is the heart resisting separation. The Stoics saw time as our most precious resource. Epictetus urged us to spend it wisely. When she invests hers in you, honor it with presence. In practice, reciprocate by offering gentle extensions yourself. Suggest a walk, another coffee, or shared interest. Watch her response. Eager acceptance confirms the sign. Always leave room for graceful exit. Forcing prolongation breeds discomfort. Marcus Aurelius reflected daily on mortality to value the present. Apply this. Savor extended moments without clinging to their permanence. If the encounter ends naturally, accept it as part of life's flow. This mindset frees you from anxiety and makes your company genuinely enjoyable. Timelessly, Willingly shared time reveals priority. Use this sign to examine how you spend your own hours with intention and virtue. Attraction built on meaningful conversation endures far beyond physical sparks, aligning with the Stoic pursuit of a life well lived. Number 10. Subtle jealousy or attention when you speak to others. A quieter but telling sign is when she shows mild jealousy, glancing over when you talk to another woman, adjusting posture to re-enter your awareness, or finding ways to rejoin the conversation. This subtle possessiveness arises from an unconscious desire to keep your focus. Handled wisely, it reveals deeper investment. It may appear as playful teasing later or increased engagement afterward. Nature wired us for mild competition. Her reaction shows you occupy valuable space in her mind. Yet Stoics warn against provoking jealousy. Virtue demands fairness and kindness to all. Observe without exploiting. Notice her glances or shifts, then gently include her or return attention naturally. This reassures without games. Practically, use it as feedback. If consistent, her interest runs deeper than casual. Epictetus taught that no one can truly harm us except through our judgments. Her jealousy is external. Do not let it inflate ego or stir guilt. Respond with calm inclusivity, modeling the Stoic ideal of rational social harmony. Ultimately, this sign teaches the impermanence of exclusive attention. True confidence comes from inner worth, not for being preferred. By handling subtle jealousy with grace, you practice justice and temperance, drawing healthier, more mature connections in time. In the end, body language is not something to obsess over or chase. Stoicism teaches us to observe reality without attachment, and that includes attraction. When interest is real, it shows itself naturally, repeatedly, and without confusion. You don't need to force clarity or read into every small detail. Calm awareness will always reveal more than anxiety ever could. Remember that attraction is not a measure of your worth. A woman's interest can be present or absent, and neither adds nor subtracts from your value as a man. When you stay grounded, self-respecting, and emotionally steady, you stop chasing signals and start choosing situations that bring peace instead of doubt. Mixed signals are not mysteries to solve, but information to accept. Walk forward with this mindset. Observe quietly, act deliberately, and detach from outcomes. If attraction grows, let it grow naturally. If it fades, let it go without resentment. When you live this way, you remain calm, confident, and in control at all times. That inner stability is the strongest signal you will ever send.